Hello, everyone. It's a pleasure to have you all here today as we dive into an important topic that touches every aspect of modern business privacy, a catalyst for business growth. I am joined by our Director of Privacy Strategy, Mahi Gupta. Together, we will be diving into a topic that is shaping the future of business privacy, but not just as a legal obligation or a box to check off, but as a true catalyst for business growth. To start, let's think about what privacy really means, especially in the Indian context. In India, privacy is not a new concept, it's deeply rooted in our culture, whether it is the sanity of the home or the confidentiality of personal conversations. But in today's digital age, privacy means much more. As our lives have shifted online, and business have adopted digital transformation strategies, the amount of data being collected, stored, and processed has exploded. This transformation brings new challenges. As Indian business embrace cloud technologies, the volume of data shared across hybrid multi-cloud environment has grown exponentially. And with that growth comes across responsibility. Business today handle not just basic identities but sensitive personal information spread across devices, corporate data centers, and cloud platforms. Welcome, Mahi, to this session.
Right, Damodar. You're very correct. You're absolutely correct. And thank you for having me over here. As you said, that we are moving, to a digital age, and we have stepped into that digital age, right? So the amount of data in terms of, what data the businesses are handling is also increased massively, right? So to handle the risk of privacy breaches, or to handle cyber threats that are ever so emerging, right? The government has come across with the Digital Personal Data Protection Act, which was introduced in 2023, right? It does not just set out a legal framework to safeguard personal data, but it also sets a customer centric environment that the organization needs to adapt to, right? And when I say that, I think this is a significant movement for businesses across all industries. It's just not limited to BFSI or uh, you know um, retail and manufacturing. I think it is pan across all industries, spread, in terms of what do they need to do to, efficiently cater to the DPDP requirements. Now, DPDP is just not about compliance alone. It is also about trust. So the major thing that we should also focus on is trust, right? It's also about showing to the customers that their data is protected, and the businesses that they value their privacy, that is of paramount importance. And organizations, I feel that, who are going to adapt to these regulations and make privacy a priority, they will not only avoid penalties which have been there in the regulation, but they will also gain a competitive advantage. So it is, both a milestone that needs to be achieved, and also will be a stepping stone for
Exactly.
organizations.
Exactly. Rightly said. Privacy is no longer just about regulatory compliance, it's about building long lasting trust with customers. And that is the true value that privacy brings to business growth. Let me share an example from my experience. Recently, we worked with a large financial organization struggling to meet global privacy regulations. They needed to quickly adopt privacy by design approach. After implementing privacy measures at every stage, not only did they avoid legal issues, but customers' trust and satisfaction surged. They could clearly demonstrate their commitment to data privacy, which become which became a real game changer for their business. That is the power of proactive privacy leadership. What do you say, Mahi?
I think that's a great story, and that's a very true story also. I think that is the story of almost all bigger organizations that they've moved from having the similar kinds of approaches. They started with privacy as just a tick box, and in the later run they realized that it is a very nice thing to have. It helps them create a lot of customer trust, gain a lot of customer trust, gain a lot of competitive advantage. So I had a similar kind of experience while I was with a healthcare organization with a healthcare client, and I was overlooking and this client was managing a huge amount of sensitive patient data, and this was across multiple cloud platforms, and there was a fair amount of challenge that they were having while processing the data subject access request and complying with the privacy regulations. Okay, so after implementing a robust privacy management solution, I feel that they not only streamlined their process, but they also assured patients that the data that they were holding against for the patients was secured, that it was protected at all points in time, and it definitely led to a increase in the patient in the patient's trust towards the organization, in the overall retention of patients with the organization. And it sort of proved to me that privacy, it directly impacts a customer's loyalty. So both of these, I think, go hand in hand. So yeah.
Absolutely. Absolutely. Thank you for sharing this experience. And that is the message we want to share today. Privacy is not just a cost or a burden, it's an opportunity. Business that prioritize privacy will see benefits not just in compliance but in growth and customer loyalty. Rightly you said, Mahi. Speaking of innovation, we are thrilled to introduce some of the upcoming products, particularly in the area of synthetic fraud prevention. These AI driven solutions will help business detect and prevent fraud without compromising personal data. The idea is very simple, leveraging AI to protect privacy while also enhancing security. It is a balancing act that we are confident will drive the future of data privacy and protection.
Yeah, I think exactly. Businesses who are using AI powered privacy tools, they're not only protecting themselves, but from the immediate threats that are there, but they're also future proofing their operations, right?
Yeah.
Because these tools, they offer predictive analytics. They also have pattern recognition that can help you detect fraudulent behavior, and at a very very early stage, right? Because see, cyber attacks, they're becoming more sophisticated day in day out. As we are advancing, so are the cyber criminals, and maybe they're advancing at a much faster pace,
Yeah.
right? So I think it's essential for businesses to stay ahead of the curve. They have to stay ahead of the curve, right? And I think with tools like these, organizations can focus purely on growth, right? And rather than spending a whole amount of and a whole lot of time on doing manual compliances and security checks, they can just invest their time into focusing on the growth of the organization, which I think coming from a business oriented domain or a vertical, that is of supreme importance. You know that in the hands of compliance, or at the hands of compliance or regulatory compliance, the growth of the business should not suffer. I think this is where a lot of organizations also feel that stakeholders have conflicting ideas, because often so in the hands of the regulation, the business growth gets hampered. So yeah, I think these
Absolutely.
tools are, yeah,
Absolutely.
they
Absolutely.
offer
That
a
is,
very good
yeah.
competitive advantage in that ways. So yeah.
That is where we come into, data cyber comes in. So we are here to help business move from a reactive management to a proactive leadership in privacy using AI powered tools, not to just meet but exceed regulatory requirements. Mahi, I think it would be helpful if you address a common question we often get from business leaders. they ask us, how do we begin implementing these data privacy strategies?
I think that's a very, very valid and a very great question. So, see, the way I see it is, I feel that a lot of organizations they feel overwhelmed, right? When they look at the requirements that are set in privacy regulations, like for DPDP Act, or let's say GDPR or CCPRA, they're overwhelmed. They feel that there is so much to do, and how can we do everything? And often so they try to do everything in one single go. See, the key is to start small and then scale up eventually, right? So you could start with, let's say, beginning a comprehensive privacy assessment to identify what are the vulnerabilities that you're having within your own data handling practices. You can understand what are the potential risks that could be there, what can be the impact of these risks within your organization. Okay, that could be one way to start about it, and I think that's a very good way to start about it. Because till the time I see that and I feel that till the time as a stakeholder you do not have understanding of what is it that you are doing wrong within the organization, you will not be able to derive a future roadmap out of it. Because you do not have any understanding of what is it that's going wrong within the organization in terms of respecting individual privacy, right? And I think from there on you can start building a roadmap, understanding the priorities that you have. So you could prioritize maybe consent management and data privacy impact assessments, right, at the first go. Because they're like cornerstones,
Yeah.
okay, of any strong privacy strategy, right? And it's very, very important, I feel, that to remember that privacy is a journey, okay? And businesses should not hesitate to partner with experts who can guide them and who can offer them tailored solutions, right, that can meet that organization's specific requirements. Because each business in each organization has a different sort of pain point when it comes to privacy compliances. So see, privacy is not privacy compliance or privacy strategies is not a one size fits it all solution. It cannot be, because like I said, right, every business is having a different way of dealing with data, and every business has a different way of addressing their challenges. So I think it is all about building a framework that really, really aligns with the business objectives, and really, really aligns with the business's overall vision and mission. So I think that's of utmost importance. See.
Absolutely. That's such an important point you mentioned. It's about laying a strong foundation for privacy and building from there. Now, businesses that embrace this journey will find that privacy doesn't just protect them, it gives them a competitive edge. And for all our viewers today, we would love to be your partners on this journey, whether you are just starting to explore privacy compliance or looking to enhance your current practices. Data Safeguard can provide the tools and expertise you need to make privacy a driving force for your business success. We are also excited about our upcoming products, including synthetic fraud prevention, as I mentioned earlier, which will redefine the way organizations approach privacy and financial crime.
I think absolutely. And so I mean, I would want to encourage as many people as who are watching this, or who will get that opportunity to watch this at a later point in time, to not think of privacy as just a regulatory checkbox that they need to tick off, and then they need to just be done with it. I think they need to start thinking of it as a strategic advantage that they would have. It's like a later ROI which will crack open, and you will have floodgates opening for you in terms of how many customers trust you, and what advantage it gets you in the market, right? See, privacy, it is purely and solely about, creating trust,
Yeah.
also about, protecting the business and to enable growth, right? All of these things need to walk hand in hand for a good privacy program to work. And it's also a shared responsibility, right? Because we all can create a secure, trustworthy digital ecosystem if we all put, if we all join our hands together, if we all put our forces and mights together. So yeah, I think a fair amount of, seeking out advice when you feel that, you're feeling a little lost in the privacy, journey, and trusting the experts to take care of it is, I think, going to go a long way. So yeah.
Well said, well said. It's a shared responsibility, and together we can create a secure, trustworthy digital ecosystem. Let's continue this conversation. If you have any questions or thoughts, feel free to leave them in the comments. We'll try to answer you back or reach out to us directly. We would love to hear from you and explore how we can work together to elevate privacy as a catalyst for your business growth. Thank you all for joining us today, and we look forward to partnering with you on this exciting journey towards data privacy leadership and synthetic fraud prevention. Mahi, any of your concluding remark?
Yeah, I think thank you, Damodar, for having me. Thank you, all of you, for sparing the time to, watch this LinkedIn live. And I just want to part away with, final thought, just to reiterate, this conversation, that, privacy is just not all about protection. It is also about, empowering businesses for the future. So that's something to, keep in mind.
Well said, well said. Thank you joining all the way from Hyderabad. And
Lovely to
yeah,
be here.
and thank you viewers. And yeah, we'll come back with a different topic and sometime soon. Till then, take care.